Hey guys, this is Black 7 here, and today I'll be going through our KCBL Season 2 team for this bout, so let's get into it. Originally I wasn't gonna make this analysis video, since I kind of wanted to wing it, but I figured I kind of like just put it into like the whole the matches that I did prior or after the draft. So however, I figured that I might as well just have some little bit of a background info for you guys to know what I drafted and what I changed with this team. So heading forward, this is what I have. So yeah, and for any of you watching, so hi. So I don't know, so that was an awkward tie. So anyways, for those of you who know, have watched this me battle in KCBL, like, this is pretty much our second bout in this season, or into this league. I have a bunch of friends there, like Mav, Kanto Cast Blue. He has a very successful / he was a Pokemon tuber / now Manaphy Fire Emblem tuber. So he hosts this draft league, so probably heard of him. I don't know. I think also other guys like Jake. I think Kevin left this league, but that was because Kevin had to leave. You know, like if those are wondering, Kevin PGC, he left, but he had a bunch of other IRL issues. You know, he had to start at work stuff, so it's unfortunate we don't have him, but I think our friend Jake brought in a bunch of new guys, so not so new. They already know what to do in the draft league, so yeah. So this is pretty much a standard draft based on the MPA format, not the I think the only difference is that we made a bunch of league changes or Pokemon additions here and there. We voted on some stuff here and there, so you know, the usual stuff. The only difference in this league is that obviously, unlike most leagues where Z moves are accounted to any Pokemon, basically anyone can use Z moves as long as it's not Z recovery move, Z boosting accuracy, Omni boost, whatever. So any Pokemon can use a Z move, obviously except for Megas and other Pokemon that can't do it. So it's basically unrestricted in a way. So as a result, I pretty much drafted the team that you see from above. So also, this is another little side note. This is my third time uploading this because I literally deleted the video. So hopefully I'll just get through this team very quickly, and then I'll just have our day. So the first Pokemon I drafted, I think you pretty much know me in this channel and whatever. I decided to get Manaphy as a... This was actually kind of a... I believe we call it... It's not a free agency, but kind of a... Sort of like a for keeps, for just staying in for Season 1. Basically, we're allowed to keep our franchise... There you go, what's the word? One Pokemon, and I decided to keep Manaphy. And even though it had sort of an unsuccessful finals run, which I think it's probably attributed to my own play, I think Manaphy is still a Pokemon that you can pretty much abuse, especially with the fact that you have unlimited Z move potential in any of these Pokemon. So that was the decision why I kept it. Basically, it's such a good Pokemon, such a unique offensive water, and basically, what more can you ask? I mean, you have Hydration Rest, you have Z's Rain Dance, you have Tailglow. You could even just go for Tailglow plus Z Surf, so for new. Has enough coverage to be a utility wall and whatnot, so you don't have to you really don't have to think much when making Manaphy sets. mostly built semi-bulky, like Manaphy's and whatnot. So. But that said, like, of course, you have to like consider the matchups and whatnot. Especially there are certain matchups that I'm like, oh, yeah, I can't bring Manaphy at all. So, well, you'll know which one. I'll know which one I'll talk about. So yeah. So next Pokemon I got was actually kind of shocking because since I think I was like the 10th or 11th pick, I was able to grab this guy. It was very late into like the first round. Since I actually franchised, I was able to get like pretty much another strong round 1 Pokemon right off the bat. And I think I was towards the end of the draft as well. I think so. I was like I was like the 14th or 13th pick. So, and I was able to snag Latios. I think the guy before me got like Giram and Char-X. Like some other people got like Giram and Char-X respectively, but I got Latios, and Latios is basically one of those Pokemon that I always thought about using, but I just don't have the time, or it just doesn't fit in my team. But especially when the format where, like, again, unlimited Z-move potential, and you have a Pokemon that could pretty much become a nuke. Like, pretty much having a Z-move on Latios is pretty much a no drawback play. And not only that, you just reduce knockoff damage. So yeah, you pretty much have one of its strong sets in Z Combine, or Z Psyshock. You can just pretty much Combined up, Psyshock, and then just go for like a powerful special move attack. Or you could just set up with like like for Dragonium Z Draco Meteor. So of course Latios has other roles like Defog, it can Dragon Dance, it can pretty much set its screens, Memento, to Manaphy, be a Scarfers, like Specs user, I don't know, Choice Band, so it does have good utility. It like Reflect, Roar, Tailwind, Thunderwave, Trick, so it's a very good, interesting Pokemon to consider. And that was one of the reasons why I just wanted to keep it on my squad. So yeah. Next Pokemon on my list, I'll admit I kind of like sniped the Mav, and it's Mega Scizor. And Mega Scizor I thought was one of those Pokemon or Megas I never drafted at all up to this point. I actually mean that, by the way. So basically what I did was, yeah, I did snipe the map there, but I kind of like loved the synergy between Manaphy, Latios, and Scizor, like right off the bat. And not only that, I already had like kind of an advantage with going in with 3 Pokemon, whereas some other people had like 2. So yeah, Scizor was just an amazing Pokemon, just amazing utility, amazing setup sweeper, like, and defogger. So what more can you ask? And especially with priority, is like with Bullet Punch, it's just amazing. So you don't have to build. It can be like built, be like in so many like ways. Like I said, it could be a pivoter, like sweeper, like a curse user even. It has some very strong moves, like and like very, not strong, but spammable moves in like knockoff, U-turn, Bullet Punch, Roost, Defog. You don't even have to think that much. And even then, the setup options it has with Sword Stance and Curse, Agility, Baton Pass is amazing. So I did believe that in this league you could Baton Pass like 1 boost, but you can't Baton Pass speed or something like that. I don't know. I think it's had something to do with speed. So, but either way, you could see between the synergy between Scizor, Manaphy, and Latios. It's just amazing. So yeah. So the next Pokemon on my list, I decided to keep. I wanted to get a Fairy, and I was glad that Sylveon lasted this long. And I like what this was coming back for me. So, and of course, I had like very good success with using Sylveon in one of my other leagues, in which, like, but that was in Gen 5, but not Gen 5, but Sylveon didn't exist in Gen 5, well, Gen 6. Basically because you know, Pixelate Hyper Voice just hits so hard. But I do think Sylveon got nerfed with the addition of like Chop as like a Gen 7 Ultra Sun Ultra Moon V-move. Pretty much makes Sylveon kind of semi-useless, but you still have moves like I just said that. Oh, I said a naughty word. Wow. Still have like moves like Moonblast, Calm Mind, and obviously it's a cleric, so it's like Heal Bell, Wish, Protect, Shenanigans, and not. Hell, you can even run like Curse. Just be successful, and it has Refresh, so you don't have to like spam like Heal Bell that often. For Sylveon at least, so very much a very strong fairy type Pokemon, like all around. It even has Baton Pass, so it could also be like a momentum-ish Pokemon. So I already have like 3 Pokemon with momentum, and Manaphy with U-turn, as well as Scizor, and also Sylveon with Baton Pass. So I could actually Baton Pass Calm Mind boost if I want to. So yeah, so that's about it. But as you can see, I already completed my Steel Dragon Fairy course, so yeah. Next Pokemon on my list was basically at this point I was looking for rockers, and I noticed that Crocodile wasn't big, and I realized, you know what, F it, because I haven't gone Crocodile. Well, I have gone Crocodile, for you those of you who noticed, so, and I realized, you know, Crocodile hasn't. I feel like I messed up really badly using Crocodile, especially in the last few games I had in like Season 1, but I realized, you know, it still fits this team very nicely, so I might as well have it. So basically Crocodile is such a good utility Pokemon and offensive Pokemon as well, with access to Moxie and Intimidate. Intimidate is amazing because you could reduce the physical attackers' attack power, and then Moxie, you can just boost your own. And the thing with Crocodile is that you have some of the most spammable moves in the game, like Stealth Rocks, Earthquake, Knockoff, Mean Look. Oh yeah, you don't look at that. Don't look at that. Even though I just said, just don't look at what I just. That may be something for someone, but okay. But yeah. So basically, you have some of the most spammable type coverage in the game in Dark and Ground. And you have good coverage as well with Aqua Tail, Brick Break, Super Power, Dragon Claw, Elemental Fangs, Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, Low Kick, Outrage. And not only that, like, Crocodile has some interesting Z move options. Like Z... I think it's, I forgot which Z move it is, so let me see. I know it's the Dark one. I know Z-Me First is one interesting one. Let me see, Dark. I know it has Power Trip. Oh, Z-Snatch. Pretty much, Crocodile with Z-Snatch would be really cool to pull off. But, I don't know. Really? Guys. Man, this is why I've been so... I have not seen Showdown in so long. Just seeing all the Let's Go moves is just hilarious. Okay, but anyways, like, as you can see, Crocodile just pretty much has a good base typing, and like, its stats is pretty much like usable enough to where like you could just mold it to be like a rock setter, an offensive mon, or whatever. So you get the idea. Now the next Pokemon I got was something that I wanted to get, and that was Rotom Low. Now, at first you might be thinking, Kevin, this is exactly the same team from last season. And if you're wondering that, and I will say to you, yes. If you think about it this way, so admittedly, yes. But the thing about it is, I didn't really see any good grass types. So I was like, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I pretty much followed that model, so yeah. So, alright, and start, like, obviously I wanted Rotom because, like, unique electric grass typing is really nice. Having, like a lot of utility options in U-turn, not U-turn, but Volt Switch, Wisp, Toxic, Foul Play, Defog, Trick, like Thunder Wave, like Screens is amazing. Of course, you're very limited to like Hidden Power Grass and Leaf Storm, but you also with the way the Z moves work with this league, I can pretty much use a Z Leaf Storm if I want to, so or elect to. So yeah. pretty much it helps having this option. So I know that I didn't use Rotom at all last season, but I feel like it just fills this team role very nicely. Gives me another Defogger, gives me another like pivot mod in general. So yeah. Next two are pretty much gonna be the mods I kept, and next three that I kept. So, and basically, I was just waiting for the music to come back. So yeah, sorry about that. So the next Pokemon I got was like another rocker, and I decided to get Miltank. Now I think I got it last season as well, like around the same time. But the reason why I got it this time again was because I felt that, given how many Pokemon are like pivoting, mons and whatnot, I didn't really have a good wall slash rock setter. I figured that you know what, I might as well get like Miltank right now. So and I was able to get Miltank. So, and the thing about Miltank is that it has 3 really good abilities to use with Sap Sipper, Tick Fat, and Scrappy. So those abilities are really nice to have. And Scrappy, I haven't seen Scrappy used as often, but definitely Tick Fat for sure, and Sap Sipper. But the thing about Miltank, it can also set up with like Curse as well. You can spam Body Slam, Seismic Toss, and so yeah. That's something that like I pretty much abused with Miltank for all these years. So yeah, I've drafted it. So it's probably one of my favorite normal type walls to get. So any draft league, it's just a really good defensive Pokemon. 105 defense and 95 HP with access to Miltank is really to laugh at. And also like its speed is very annoying if you think about it. Yeah, it has a very low attack, but it could make up for it with like all these coverage options as well. So also utility as well. So overall, I like this guy or gal, girl or whatever. So yeah. Then the next Pokemon we have is Talonflame. By the way, this is level 50s, so guys want to ask, that's why. So next up we have is Talonflame, and I wanted to get Moltres, but someone sniped me. So yeah. But I figured that Talonflame was our next best Pokemon, or the one mon that actually fits this more carefully. So I figured that I wanted to get a Pokemon that was really fast, that could just set up really nicely or have priority. And it was between Talonflame and Lycanroc, and I figured Talonflame was nice since it already fills up my fire typing, and it also gives me a very strong priority mon that's not Scizor. So. And obviously you might be wondering why I draft Talonflame when its ability kind of got nerfed in Gen 7. And the thing is because of Z moves. Because like with Z moves, Gale Wings, if I could get rid of rocks before like anything, I pretty much have like a priority based Supersonic Sky Strike, Gale Wings, like Z Braver right off the bat, which is hilarious. I know I've seen people use this a lot in like VGC, especially VGC 17, especially to set up Z Tailwind, but also rarely Z Braver. But this actually helps Talonflame a lot. Gives it like some utilities as well. So it still has fire, like Flame Body if you want to burn stuff. You want to go for that defensive route. And it has I also got Defog, so that's nice. As well as Taunt. Well, I always had Taunt, but you know, yeah. Like you might not wonder, like these are very average stats, but that 126 speed as well as the priority Brave Bird and also like access to Bulk Up and Sword Stance just helps Talonflame like set up as be either a setup sweeper or a stop breaker. So yeah, that's all I have to say about Talonflame. It's a really unique Pokemon. I haven't tried it at all, but it's something I would like. I think people should try it. So then the last Pokemon on my draft before I made some changes was Sock. And Sock, I actually kind of didn't want to draft Sock at first, but then I realized I needed a fighting type Pokemon, and I figured it was between Sock and Passimian. And I figured Sock had just better abilities in general with Sturdy and Bolt Breaker. And of course, Mode Breaker is always a fun ability to try, so... But Sturdy is always nice because you could just live a hit from, like, a Mon. Like, let's say a Flare between Char X, and then, oh, you can just revenge it with, like, counter or, like, else combat, so... And it did have, like, oh wait, it doesn't have Faint. But anyways, like, you still have options like the knockoff, bulk up, counter, taunt, like, deal on the punches. Like, it hits really hard with 125, like, attack. It hits really, really, really hard, so yeah. So, it's a really nice fighting type Pokemon to round out my team. Like, especially with, like, the fact that they moved up Girder, which is hilarious. But I was like, man, I really wanted to get Girder again. Because Girder just... You know, let's not talk about that. Like, I already complained in 3 videos about that moment, but so whatever, so... So, the last 2 Pokemon I had were originally, Weezing and Omastar. But I did change it, like, around, like, week 1. Like, so... Originally, Weezing, of course, was like another wall. Pretty much to be this T-Spiker, and I got Omastar basically to be like another setup sweeper slash, like, suicide lead slash setup sweeper slash suicide lead. Because I could literally do that. With Shell Smash, not sure cold. Shell Smash, Spikes. Like, you could, like, literally do something like this. Rocks. Hydro Pump. I literally thought about bringing a set like this. But then I figured, you know what, I wanted something with more consistency, and, yeah. Got these 2. Instead. Pretty much Quillfish is the same thing as Weezing, but the thing with Quillfish is that it has a better typing. So, Weezing has a better ability, but Quillfish has 2 ability, like, while Weezing has, like, a good ability and typing combination, like, Quillfish gives me, like, Intimidate, and Swift Spin, like, and Poison Point, but yeah. But the amount of utility options you have with Quillfish is really dumb. Not only that, you have access to Spikes, Toxic Spikes, which is something that I desperately needed with my team since I had the lack of hazard control, so... I do have actually really cool options like Destiny Bond, Cat Spray, Aqua Jet, Haze. I think Weezing only relies on Sludge Bomb, so... This thing can actually set up with Sword Stance as well, so... Sword Stance, Rain Dance, and then you can just go with like, it can be offensive for all it could be, so... So basically speaking, Quillfish pretty much did more for Weezing. Like, it's not like something like Kothag that I really would like to have on this squad, but Quillfish gets the job done. And speaking of ghost types, I decided to get this Magius, mostly because I wanted to have another fast Pokemon at level base 100. And the fact that, like, you know, the Z move potential just pretty much convinced me of getting this Pokemon, so... I didn't know this was between this one and, like, Magneton, but I decided, you know what, I want to do a ghost. Very cool ghost type with hat. Has access to both Calm Mind and Nasty Plot, and as well as some really good utility options like Foul Play, Heal Bell, like Destiny Bond, Curse, Wisp, Infern. Like, by the way, look at the type coverage you get with this. Like, it's insane. Like, you don't even have to run Hidden Power Fire, you can just run Mystical Fire and Power Gem. Look at that. You also have Icy Wind, you have Thunderbolt, I believe. It's just amazing that you have, like, all this coverage, so you don't have to run, like, well, you may have to run like a hidden power, but at least you have, like, coverage options upon it. And not only that, Z moves that could just be applied to it as well, so especially if you, like, want to be a lore set, so. But overall, I kind of wanted to have, like, another Pokemon that could pretty much, like, spin block, so, or be like an offensive threat paired with Quillfish, so yeah. So yeah, that's my entire team. So hopefully you enjoyed this video featuring the KCBL Season 2 team. Quarter 1, I should say. So, like, all I have to say about this team is basically it's kind of similar to, like, last season, but the only thing is that, of course, Manaphy and Crocodile, like Rotom. You could argue like Melting to a degree. We're kind of like there, but you might see some things interesting with this squad or whatnot. So, especially come playoff time. So, especially like for this season now, it's pretty much structured differently. Like, it's pretty much a round robin into going into playoffs. Basically, you try to get like, it's pretty much like pool battles. Like, you try to get the best score within your pool. You advance out into a bracket format. So we have like we have to battle 4 opponents, 3 of which are in our pools, and one of which is like an outer pool battle, which is gonna be the first battle we'll be featuring. So yeah. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy this team and this team or this draft breakdown. So I'll catch you guys later. So see ya.